Yo, 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 what's up? And welcome to Moving Forward with Dave. I'm your host, Dave. And I guess you know that because we've done this 13 times already, so I'm pretty sure you got the gist of it, I would hope. Anyway, today we're going to do some cool stuff. Today we're going to talk about the blissfulness of just not knowing. Sometimes it's okay to just not know. The once you see, you can never unsee thing. We're going to go into a little bit of that today. We're not going to dive in too deep or anything like that, but we're just going to touch, get our toes a little wet with that one. We'll come back to that one in another date because I got a bunch for that. And we're going to talk about one of my personal favorite subjects. We're going to talk about Transformers. Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about the War for Cybertron Trilogy from Netflix. The first two that came out, Siege, Earthrise. And now the third one that's, coming out. I saw the trailer, I think the other day. It's called Kingdom. This is when, they crash land in, Earth a million years before 1984 when they're awakened by Teletran 1 for all of my Transformer fans out there. This is like the Beast Wars stuff, how they're going to tie it in. It should be cool, so stick around. This one will be fun. So let's get into it. Talking about when I say, once you see something, you can never unsee it again. I'll take this one example. Now with my wife, she has hated me for years for doing this to her. And I didn't even know I did this. So as I'm doing this, you'll see what's going on as I'm explaining this. So one night we're out. I think we're out in the woods somewhere. We're hanging out, having fun, doing teenager stuff. And I looked up at the moon and I told her, I said, if you look at the moon, it was a full moon. I said, you could see Jackie Gleason's face on the moon. So I can see it every time when I look at the moon. I see the cheek in the one area and the eye and the whole thing from the Honeymooners, when, who Jackie Gleason is, Ralph Cramden. So she was looking and she's, I don't see it. I just don't see it. And then I'm like started to point it out and I started to draw it and then it started to come into focus for her and then she finally saw it. Now she can never unsee it and she hates that show. She absolutely hates that character, Ralph Cramden. Oh my God. So it's like something like that. Like, once you see some things, let's say, for instance, in any situation, ignorance. That's my crazy as Australian Shepherd wrestling with my other dog. Tennis, Coda, you're on camera. Will not behave, okay? We're trying to do some stuff over here. I said, once you see something, you can never unsee it. Like, say, for instance, when you were a kid and all the magic that was everything, and when you found out, it wasn't really magic, it was this, that little bit of the world is lost, that little bit of, oh man, really? That's really the way it is? Sometimes I think that is kind of like these little things that take away from your soul, take away from your life force if you let it. If you think about it like that, it steals the magic from like the world, in a sense. I know it sounds weird, but it does. It steals like the cool stuff and makes it all hard and escaped and factual and I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the ignorance is bliss. Like I don't want to know, but then guys like me and people like me, all they gotta do is I gotta know, and then you do all this research and then you're reading and you're up till 3 o'clock in the morning reading and making sure that you're coming correct. Yeah, sometimes the ignorance is bliss. So you got to look at that person that just doesn't know anything, and don't look at him as stupid as like, oh man, look at that dumbass. He doesn't really know. He's not educated. You know what? He's not really hip to, and he's not connected to the type of world that we're connected to. Sometimes it's like some people are not ready to get disconnected from the matrix. Some people are not ready to see the ugliness for what it is. Some people aren't ready to do that, and sometimes waking those people up is like, it's like such a terrible terrible, terrible thing to do because it completely changes your life, the way you look at things, the way everything in front of you is perceived. Now, I'll take it myself. I run a business, a tire shop. You know, we do tires and stuff like that. You know, oil changes, blah blah blah. But I've noticed that ever since I started running this, every time I go into another business, I look at it a totally different way. I'm always looking at it from a business perspective. Like, oh, how could this be done better? How can that be done better? Oh my God, that's such a terrible thing to do. You shouldn't be doing that. Oh my, and it just is like this constant pace. Like every time we go out, every time we go to eat or something, I'm constantly like, well, why is that waitress carrying 4 drinks and she's, you know, seems like she's moving slower, but the other one's like running back and forth, but she's only carrying 1 drink. Who's really moving slower? And then I'm starting to have that debate in my head, and I'm like, yo, what the hell are you doing? You're having dinner. That's the once you see, you can't see effect. And it is terrible at times. Sometimes it's good because, you know, you don't want to be a fool, a lemming, stuff like that, but sometimes it just ruins shit too. So, I don't know, try to find the balance between it is a tough thing to do. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. You know, we'll figure that out as we go. Nobody has the answer to that. And if anybody does, please put that down in the comments. That would be awesome. I would like to start reading that book today. Okay, now we're talking about something that I really like. That is Transformers. I am an avid Transformer collector. My truck's name is Optimus Prime. I'm all about the Transformers. I'm tattooed Transformers. Yeah, I'm all about that. G1, really more than anything else. I like Generation 1, like the 84 series, you know, the real ones. But I have to say, I've been waiting for a really good G1 remake, you know, kind of up to date a little bit. Now, I hated that Michael Bay stuff. That crap, you could throw that right out the goddamn window because I hate that Michael Bay stuff. That seizure shit. No, we're good with that. You know what I mean? I need to see something a little bit better than that. That ridiculous. He's the dream killer, Michael Bay. Remember, you heard it first. That guy's the dream killer. He'll take your childhood dreams and destroy them. What he did with the Ninja Turtles and everything, oh, forget it. I can go on forever for that guy. But anyway, we've been waiting for a good G1, like, you know, up to date. So we got that Bumblebee movie, which was really good. The first, you know, couple of scenes from that Bumblebee movie, that was pretty awesome when they're on Cybertron and, you know, Prime comes flying through, transforms, bang, boom, 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 boom. Ironhide's there, Wheeljack, Cliff Jumper, you know, all the gang, Grunt, boom, he's up front, you know what I mean? It's really, really cool stuff. So I really like the beginning of that. The movie Bumblebee I thought was pretty good and could spin into some more G1 live action stuff, which I would really like to see more of, like that style. But we're going to go into the Netflix series War for Cybertron series. Now, the first chapter in this series is it's called Siege. Now, this one, you know, Cybertron's been ravaged, you know, by war. This is, you know, as the war's going on, what happened between Autobots and Decepticons. I don't want to get into a whole bunch of things, but it is pretty well done. The only thing that I really don't like about it, and it really sticks out, you know what I mean? The voice actors in the first one were, you know, it was okay, but it wasn't great. Like, first of all, if you're going to grab somebody for Optimus Prime and you don't have Peter Cullen, you don't have Optimus Prime. If you got Megatron and you don't have Frank Welker, you really don't have Megatron. You know, I'd like to see more of the voices, like, match more of the characters that I really like. Like, you know, Ironhide had more of, like, a, you know, like, he didn't have that country drawl. Ironhide, hello, Prime, I got this. You know, that kind of, you know, style. And he was kind of like, hello, Prime. And I didn't like that. But I also didn't like the bending in the middle. Like, the animation kind of bends where metal shouldn't bend. You notice it, but it's nothing that, you know, would not make you watch or nothing. But I noticed these things because I'm, like, picking this thing apart. So the first one was really, 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 really good. I didn't, like I said, I didn't like, you know, a couple of voice actors that were on it. They were close. I like the way it came from, like, before, they crash land in 1984. So, the second one is Earthrise. And Earthrise was really well, too. This is where they incorporate, like, a new story where the only thing they took from Michael Bay was the damn Allspark, which is the greatest thing that he gave to the Transformers, was the Allspark. Before that, forget him. Again, he's a bum. Other than that. So they took the Allspark, and then they threw it through the space bridge. And now they're in the Ark, trying to get to find the Allspark. He's going through all of this crazy stuff that Optimus Prime is going through, trying to be a leader, getting it right. You see Omega Supreme in his glory as a guardian on Cybertron, like before he becomes like, the battle commander, the battle station. It's really good to see if you want to watch it. At the Seas, Earthrise is great too. The twist between Galvatron and Megatron is real well done. I liked part 2 much better than I liked part 1. Now we're going on to part 3, which is Kingdom. Now this is when they crash land on Earth, and when they crash land on Earth, it's really like a million years before humans were even on Earth. This is the dinosaur ages, and this is where they get the Beast Wars stuff. Now I'm not a big fan of the Beast Wars stuff. I never have, never will be, but I'm going to give it a shot with this because it's kind of going in chronological order, and it's all going to lead up to Teletran 1 waking them up in 1984 and transforming them into the current vehicles that they are today. So I'm really excited about seeing the next one and stuff like that. So if you get a chance to watch it, I think you guys should, because especially if you're a Transformers fan, this is like definitely G1 stuff, and it's really, really good, on point. The best we got going on right now. There's a couple of guys on YouTube that put some cutscenes together from other movies and stuff, and they've done a couple of their own movies. I can't name a few. I'll try to throw some links on the next show I do. But these guys do a pretty good with that video game Devastation. They take some cutscenes and they make their own movie out of it, and because Devastation is all cutscenes really. A lot of third person running around type stuff for video games, and but it's got a lot of cutscenes that you could paste and put together that can really put together. I mean, some of these guys are putting together hour movies, and they're pretty good. I've watched a couple of them too. Some of them are a little, but they're all right. But some of them are really, really good. So if you get your chance to do it, please watch War for Cybertron, Siege, Earthrise, and give Kingdom a chance if you're not a Beast Wars fan. I'm going to do it. So give it a chance, people. Transform and roll out. Well, thank you for tuning in to another edition of Moving Forward with Dave. I had a really good time in this one today. If you know anybody that would dig this type of content, turn that person on to me, man. Help me get to 100 followers so I can get my own URL, so I don't have to keep copy and pasting like these crazy ways to get to this. That would be great. I'm appreciative of all the support that I've gotten. Positive comments, negative comments. I appreciate all of it. I mean, this is how I'm growing, people. This is how I'm hoping to help everybody else to grow and to move forward. So if you like this, please like, share, subscribe, comment, negatively, positively. Let's have an open debate about something that you didn't like what I said. Let's talk about it. That's the way we do these things here. So without further ado, you know what? Take care of yourself. God bless you guys. God bless America. Make sure you're going out there and doing the thing. We all have to go do the thing. We're not going to stop. We're still going to get those t-shirts. Do the thing. Whatever it is. Go back to like episode 1 or 2 and you'll figure that one out. So, love you people. Thanks for the support. Peace out.